Okay, so hopefully everybody can see my screen. Good afternoon. Today is May 4th, 2020, and this is your weekly edition of the TSJG Neighborhood News. I'm Jessica Lopez, and I'll be taking you through the majority of our slides today. So up first, as a reminder, once I unmute everyone, to please hit mute if you're not talking, and be aware that we can hear you and see you on your device. And again, if you need another tutorial, we can do another Zoom tutorial with Ofer. In fact, we'll probably get that scheduled so that everybody can learn a little bit more about Zoom, since we are using that as our predominant method of communication. So up first, let's wanted to give a COVID-19 update. So this is last updated on May 2nd because the county does not report out on Sundays. And we have a total of 633 cases in Fresno County. 44 of those are travel related, 248 are close contact. 265 are considered community spread or unknown, and 76 are under investigation. There's now a total of 8 deaths, so one more since we reported last week. 105 individuals have been hospitalized with COVID at some point. We now are up to 223 recovered individuals. So total individuals that have been monitored by Fresno County Department of Public Health to date is 1,998. Currently being monitored is 637. They've processed over 7,600 tests, and they've conducted about 730 tests downtown at their site. For TSJG, as of today, we have 0 positive cases. The team member we have been reporting on that has been sheltering in place at home is no longer considered positive, is no longer symptomatic, and has gone past the 14-day threshold. They are still not going to be returning to campus because of our lowered census. There's no need for on-call individuals at this point. But we're happy that they are now considered recovered. We currently still have 1 person under investigation, or PUI. That's an individual that is being tested for COVID. Although are not your typical symptoms for COVID, we are seeing in our county at least a strong inclination for testing to be safe. And we should get those results by tomorrow or Wednesday. So by Thursday's neighborhood news edition, we should have the results of that PUI. So that is our 1 resident who is being tested for COVID. As many of you are aware, you received John Cochran's letter, and we have done a reduction that was effective yesterday, May 3rd. That reduction is considered a furlough. So a furlough, for our community, we furloughed most of the impacted team members. A furlough is a team member that's required to work fewer hours or not work hours because there's not enough work. The condition will change, and the company intends to recall said team members when work again becomes available. Team members are typically able to collect unemployment benefits while on furlough, and eligible team members can maintain their benefit coverage, including their medical benefits, and use their PTO to cover the offset of these reduction in hours. A layoff is a more permanent. It's when a position is eliminated with the intention of replacing it and involves a permanent cut in headcount or termination. Team members are typically able to collect unemployment benefits while they've experienced a layoff. So as I said, we had about 29 furloughed team members, and then we did have 1 layoff here at San Joaquin Gardens due to the economic impact. The affected departments of the furlough are the health center, administration, finance, assisted living, beauty and barber, activities, laundry, and transportation, and also housekeeping and concierge. Why we are doing the furloughs is, as I've mentioned in previous calls, the pandemic has had a serious impact on our financials, both at San Joaquin Gardens and Human Good overall. And I'll share some slides about that in a moment. So how will this impact all of you? So our concierge desk hours have been slightly trimmed. They now will be 6:30 a.m. to 9:30 p.m., a reflection of the lessened duties of the concierge with the less foot traffic of residents, as well as the phone call traffic and gate activity. Lifestyle enrichment will remain 7 days a week. However, each of these team members will be here on select days. Nancy Jen will be here Sunday to Tuesday only, Elizabeth Monday to Wednesday only, and AJ Thursday to Saturday. We don't expect anybody to remember this. We have asked impacted team members to change the outgoing message on their voicemail to let you know what days they're here, and to call the Connect line if you had urgent needs that can't wait for their return. Our finance office will remain Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, but Jennifer will be working Tuesday through Friday, and Pua will be working Monday through Thursday. Again, this is an overview. No need to write this information down. It will be on their voicemails. Our beauty and salon has obviously been impacted by the shelter-in-place orders, as they were only able to do hygiene-related items only. Martha will be working Monday through Wednesday, and Pam will be here Thursday through Saturday, again for hygiene necessary appointments only. Our Good at Home team has been reorganized at the home office level, so they have made the decision to decentralize Good at Home and have that become absorbed by each of the communities. So our Good at Home will be our home care. Our Good at Home no longer exists, actually. They are now a part of Assisted Living's department and will be overseen by Valerie Epps, our Director of Assisted Living and Wellness. There are 12 team members within home care providing services to about 7 clients on campus. During this time, we're not going to be accepting new clients as we restructure. And most of what we're doing is providing routine services such as escorts to appointments, assistance shopping, etc. So we will be working towards keeping this service for all of our residents. For some residents, this may mean that we need to outsource to a home care agency who can appropriately bill and collect from long-term care insurance. So stay tuned to DSJG Neighborhood News. Every resident who is being impacted by this Good at Home reorganization will receive a phone call, if they have not already, to discuss service options moving forward. In our village, we continue to see a decline in census, so a total census of 42. We've maintained about steady at 42, which seems really low, but given the slow activity at the hospitals and the slow inquiries coming to us from the hospitals, that's relatively strong census. The biggest area there to note is Medicare Part A benefits still remains strong at 15, although that still is behind budget. Going back to what I discussed earlier in terms of the need for furloughs, we're experiencing about $150,000 a month deficit in revenue earnings from our village. So the most immediate impact has financially to us is from our village healthcare center. A huge dramatic change in the financial engine for San Joaquin Gardens. So that's the driving force that is taking all of Human Good towards the need to furlough team members. What I forgot to mention earlier and was in your letters as outlined to you by John Cochran, the reason I was able to survive those 29 meetings with the furloughed individuals was our story was a good one in that our home office and John Cochran and leadership team made the decision to start with the home office level, the corporate level, receiving the true layoffs. Vice presidents and above took reductions in pay so that we could do the least amount of furloughing and really no layoffs at the community level. And that allowed those conversations to go so smoothly. I have to say the impacted team members were almost grateful to have a job, even with the reduced hours, and completely understood why there was the need for this change. So the village obviously was one of the areas we looked at closely. Most of the interdisciplinary team was reduced to 30 hours a week. All of those positions are required positions by the state of California Department of Public Health, so we cannot eliminate them in total because of their required necessity to be a part of the community. However, we did reduce them because of the lowered census in our village. We will have a 7-day-a-week coverage. In fact, Julie Whiteside herself has changed her schedule so that she can be here one weekend day to make sure there's always a manager on campus. And then obviously our CNAs and our nurses have also been adjusted down due to the lowered census. And that started way back when census started to diminish. For CDPH, who regulates our village healthcare center, we're doing reporting on our census, call-off scheduling. They want updates on our COVID activity, etc. We've been, as I mentioned earlier, we were in close contact with the Department of Public Health for our resident that was tested. Again, we're glad that that person came back negative. In assisted living, we have a special video to share with you to show what's going on in our assisted living and Grove. So thank you to our assisted living and Grove team for putting together that very awesome video. So the challenge is out there to all the other departments to follow suit and do the same. And lifestyle enrichment, wanted to again remind you about Step Into Fitness Challenge for 4 weeks, beginning today, May 4th through May 31st. We want you to track your total steps daily. Total the steps at the end of the week, and you can email or call AJ to give him your individual total steps. All participants will be entered into a weekly raffle for a chance to win a prize. So get out there, get moving, and get those steps in. We will be posting a weekly leaderboard on Touchtown for all of you competitive residents out there. We also want to announce social support with Nancy Jen via Zoom. We know that this time can be one of concern and anxiety, and we wanted to offer this support. So if you're wanting to share your thoughts, struggles, or feelings during this time of sheltering in place, Nancy Jen will be leading a small, intimate group for residents to share or just listen. So please sign up by Friday, May 8th. You can call 430-8223. We will limit this to 8 residents. However, if the interest extends beyond those 8 residents, we will be holding multiple groups if needed. So starting this Sunday, May 10th at 1 p.m. And again, this will be via Zoom. So if you'd like to be part of this small, intimate group to kind of share how you're dealing during this time of sheltering in place, please contact us at 430-8223 so you can be a part of this social support with Nancy Jen. Because again, this is a time of physical distancing. We do not want to be social distancing from one another. This is a time that socially we need to be together more than ever. So we're looking for new and unique ways to offer that support to our residents so that we can remain a community, a social community that we have always been. For those of you that are getting out and about, especially in the early morning hours and enjoying this beautiful spring weather, we would invite you to hunt for the gnome. The gnome was placed somewhere in our community. If you see the gnome, call the Connect line at 430-8216 and tell them where you saw it. All that call will be placed in a raffle drawing. Have fun and happy hunting. A special note, please do not remove the gnome from its location. Some residents have picked it up and physically brought it to us to showcase that their hunting techniques, and we don't need to do that. So please, you can snap a photo of it or you can simply just call and let us know that you saw it. But we want everyone to enjoy the hunting for the gnome here at TSJG. So we encourage you to get out there and get looking for our gnome. Again, those of you that are interested, we're starting the TSJG Trivia Show. This will be residents versus team members. So the question is, who knows more trivia? At 5 p.m. this evening, our very own resident, Terry Painter, will be going up against the well-known beautician, Pam Severn. So if you'd like to know who comes out on top, we will be updating you at our next Zoom call. What's going on in dining? So we are sad to announce that Kelly Spire, Director of Dining Service, is no longer with TSJG. So again, Kelly Spire, our former Director of Dining Services, is no longer with us. However, we are excited to announce that Executive Chef Mike Shackelford has decided to stay with TSJG. He wants to see our dining team through this time. He's incredibly passionate about leading our culinary team to excellence and re-energizing this team. And many of you have sent me words over the weekend about a noted change in our service and quality of meals. And I think this shows his passion and excitement about getting our community back to excellence during this time of sheltering in place and planning for even beyond that. So we thank him for his commitment and his willingness to see our community through this time. And the dining team is really excited about him staying. I just went down to the kitchen this afternoon to check on them and to thank them for that amazing pastrami sandwich they had this afternoon, one of my personal favorites. And everybody was in a good mood, feeling really good, but wanted to check on them with Kelly's departure. And they all said they're just so excited that Mike is staying with us. So we look forward to a new and improved menu with him at the helm, taking the lead on dining service and leading our team through this time. So if you see Mike, or if you want to drop him a note, I know that would mean a great deal to him, because he is really stepping up and taking on the predominant leadership role for San Joaquin Gardens Culinary Department during this time. And I couldn't be prouder that he is willing to do so. Cinco de Mayo is tomorrow, so look for some margaritas heading your way with some Mexican food flair. Both our lunch and really our dinner will include Mexican flair to celebrate Cinco de Mayo. So some team members will be heading around with margaritas on a cart, and they will be stopping by your apartment to offer you some beverages should you choose to partake. Another note that May 6th will be National Nurses Day, and we will be bringing a brownie to everyone's door. This will go out to all of our clinical team members here on campus and to all of our residents as a sweet treat to acknowledge the sweetness of our very own nurses here at San Joaquin Gardens. Mother's Day is just around the corner. So Sunday, May 10th is Mother's Day. We are excited to have a very, very special Mother's Day menu to offer you on this day. There'll be a gift box with mini desserts. A single rose will be given to each of our lovely ladies, as well as a Mother's Day card. Mimosas or sparkling wine will be offered. If your family has been reaching out to you during this time of sheltering in place, asking what they can do to honor you for Mother's Day, if they would like to do a parade and drive by to honor you on Mother's Day, please call the Connect line at 430-8216 to schedule a time for them to come on campus and drive by your neighborhood parade style. They can decorate their car, throw confetti out the window at you, whatever you might want. But we wanted to offer an opportunity for family members to still be with you and honor you on Mother's Day. And this is something that many of you might have seen on social media as a way people have been doing birthdays and graduations and other milestone events. So if your family would like to parade for you through the community, they can do so. Just please call the 430-8216 so we can schedule a time for them to come in and celebrate and honor you with your very own parade. So as you know, every cloud has a silver lining. Every difficult or sad situation has a comforting or more hopeful aspect, even though this may not be immediately apparent. So here's some silver linings for all of us as we look at the sunny side of life. As we mentioned earlier before we started the call, this is Nurses Week. So if you would like to give a note of thanks, we will make those available. If you have not personally already received one, we will make those available in our club room for pickup. You can write a personal note of thanks, and we will be displaying those note cards to all of our team members on the Piazza Commons window. Obviously, we are extending this deadline because there was some mix-up in getting these papers out to everyone. So at any point, if you get it to us this week, we will immediately run and place it on the window. So please look for those cards, fill them out, and get them to the concierge desk, and we will get them up and displayed in all of their glory as we honor all of our Florence Nightingales here on campus. Also, you should have received a mask today as a gift from Human Good, because you all have the most beautiful eyes, and that's all we want to see right now. So we are encouraging and asking that every resident, when they are in common spaces of our campus, wear a mask. And so please use those masks and wear them. They are washable. We would ask that you wash them before you wear it for the first time, and then wash them daily after every use. But we want everyone to stay strong, stay safe, stay positive, and most importantly, physical distance while using the appropriate masks and other items to keep yourself and others safe during this time. Again, make sure you wash that mask before and after each use. In foundation news, a generous anonymous donor has named TSJG Foundation Benevolence Fund in their estate, and this is the final draw for TSJG. In total, we have received over $1 million from this estate. Most of the gift was received during the Human Good matching campaign, which really doubled the blessings. But the final installment today that we received in a check was $572,000. So that's going to go a long way for the legacy here of San Joaquin Gardens, helping future residents and current residents who may have benevolent needs. And so there's so many blessings to be had by being a resident here at San Joaquin Gardens, and that assurance and that peace of mind certainly is one of them. So again, from the bottom of our hearts, we thank every single person who donates either on a monthly basis or through estate gifts such as this. Every dollar makes a difference. And this was just so heartwarming for Michelle and I to see today. And it just reminds us in the middle of this pandemic who we are and what we really are about, and what makes this community so special is the love and care that we give to one another. And this donor was just such a loving remembrance of such a special individual to all of us. So it couldn't have happened at a better time. So we are so thankful for this donation. So that takes our total benevolence fund for TSJG to over $7 million. So, and that seems like a lot, but we have the monthly need even greater than that. But that takes us to $7,239,871. Our scholarship fund continues to be over $34,000. The Earl and Beverly Knobloch Educational Fund at over $41,000, and our spiritual fund at over $2,000. So we continue to give better together through the TSJG Foundation, because we know together we can make a difference in the lives of our residents and team members and our family here at San Joaquin Gardens. We decided that during this time of sheltering in place, we wanted to make sure we honored people's birthdays. So as reported earlier, we're going to make sure that everybody feels special on their birthday, but we also thought it's best to acknowledge the birthdays we have coming that have either just passed or are coming up in this next week, which is David Unruh on May 2nd, Manuel Borges on May 3rd, May Britt Martin, May 3rd, May Oji on May 3rd, Harley Sowell, May 4th, Evelyn Arden, May 6th, Sybil Wooten, May 6th, and Elaine Silverman, May 8th. So that's just a few of our May babies, more to come, but we want to make sure all of you have the opportunity to wish your friends and neighbors the happiest of birthdays during this time of physical distancing. Dennis, did you have anything you wanted to share on this episode of our Zoom call for our TSJG Neighborhood News?
Just a report on our little party line gathering Friday, Saturday, and Sunday past. We topped out at about 35 people, I think, on Sunday. Everybody seemed to enjoy it in one way or the other. We've decided that we will meet again on Sunday, kind of like when we used to all get to go to the bistro on Sunday afternoon for dinner. We'll meet at 3 o'clock Sunday afternoon for an hour, and probably most Wednesdays. That we think that will be adequate for our needs.
Okay. Well, keep up the party line activity. It sounds like it's already growing, which is an exciting thing to see. So again, we want to socially remain connected even during this time of physical distancing. So I think the party line was a great idea. Your dog came up with a great idea, Dennis.
Good dog, very smart dog.
He's a very smart dog. So again, we want to grow better together even when we're apart. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen and open it up to questions and comments and pause the recording.